My mama grew so many roses, they were her favorite flowers. Spring would come and blossoms would be all over the yard of ours. Red ones, yellow ones, and white ones, even so many multicolored ones. The colors were so beautiful and bright, it was a beautiful sight. She would offer flowers to our church, but they would say no. They didn't want the flowers that she would grow. They bought them from a nursery, hers would be free. That was a moment of bad Christianity. Flowers from God, brighten in the yard each year. My mama worked so hard, planting, trimming, and cutting. She would do thorns with poker fingers, but she didn't care. God made the flowers grow out there. A neighbor would come over to admire them. She always asked if she wanted some. Our neighbor cut them for her church. They didn't care if they were from our yard out there. It was a small church, a different faith. It didn't matter to them from where they came. Shouldn't they be welcomed in both churches the same? Flowers from God, brighten in the yard each year. My mama worked so hard, planting, trimming, and cutting. She would do thorns with poker fingers, but she didn't care. God made the flowers grow out there. For years the roses grew for the pleasure of me and you. They were in a church for pleasure, they were still God's treasure. My mama wasn't wealthy, but to deny her taking them to her church was so wrong for Christianity. How can that be? Flowers from God, brighten in the yard each year. My mama worked so hard, planting, trimming, and cutting. She would do thorns with poker fingers, but she didn't care. God made the flowers grow out there. She played the piano and organ as good as can be, and she spent many hours teaching me. She played in her childhood church until she was married. It was her own flowers back then that she carried. She played in our church because she was needed, but a wealthy woman complained to the priest and she pleaded. She had my mama replaced, but nobody ever took her place. No more music for that mass once again. Christianity was disgraced. Flowers from God, brighten in the yard each year. My mama worked so hard, planting, trimming, and cutting. She would do thorns with poker fingers, but she didn't care. God made the flowers grow out there. She said it was God's church, not theirs. Power went to the head of the wrong people in there. So she never played in church, but nobody else played for that mass. But my mom always gave those not wanting God's roses, and for denying them to be seen in church, her Christian's pass. It was how she was raised, in her heart and in her prayers. God was always praised. It was the people's loss that they couldn't see. In my eyes, it was also Christianity's faith atrocity. God saw them every day from above, when my mama would grow them with all her love. Every Sunday she sat in the church pew. I always said her flowers look better. She would say, yes they do. Flowers from God, brightening the yard each year. My mama worked so hard, planting, trimming, and cutting. She would do thorns with poker fingers, but she didn't care. God made the flowers grow out there.